Hi, everybody, as you're coming through. Hello, hello, hello. Hi, Mandy. How are you? Hi, Mickey. Hi, Sarah. Hi, Jennifer. Hi, Colleen. Welcome, welcome. Let me get the chat box up. We'll go ahead and let people go ahead and stroll on through. Hi, everybody. I'm so excited. Hi, Stacy. Hi, Meredith. Welcome. Welcome. Jennifer's on here. Beautiful. I know this might be the first time on Zoom for some of us. I think everyone here has been on Zoom before, but we've got some newbies coming in. So we'll give them just a little bit to kind of figure out Zoom for the first time. You guys remember what that was like? Hey, Brenda. Hello. Beautiful. Modern Soul Society's on here. That must be Mom. Hi, Mom. Yep, Mom's here. Hello, hello. Hi, Katie. Good to see everybody. Hi, Janelle. Who's excited? Yes. I have to tell you, I was a little apprehensive of doing a free course, online like this in this way. And I think the biggest reason is that in our manifesting, there always has to be some kind of investment. In other words, we just don't really take it that seriously, or the energy doesn't really respond the right way. You can't really manifest your life for free. You know what I mean? Like, it's kind of like Groupon. You don't want to go get plastic surgery on Groupon. Like, you want to, if you're going to, fix your face or something like that, you really want to spend the money there, you really want to be careful who you trust. And manifesting is our energy, and energy we can't see, but it really does affect us in the same way. And so, but I love this. I've gotten coffees in the mail, in my email. I've gotten everyone sharing everything, and I love seeing that effort. And I'm so excited, and I'm so appreciative of you. So thank you. This feels so good. I'm so excited. Every time I hop on here, I feel like a wave of energy, a wave of excitement. Hi, Janelle. And I'm just really excited because I'm going to be able to work with some of you that I haven't been able to work with yet. Hi, Lies. Okay, now I sent you an email. Is it Lies? Am I saying that right? Or is it Lise? Please correct me if I'm saying that wrong. I sent you an email and tried to say, how do I say your name? Beautiful. You'll correct me. Somebody's calling in. Hello, hello. Beautiful. So what I like to do each class is kind of open up our space. Lacey's on here. If you guys can scroll on the top to see the screen, you can see Mom. And she's got Lacey and Nash on the ground, and there's another dog over there because my sister and her fiance are over. She's babysitting, so we can have some peace and quiet. Does anyone have any questions? Can you hear me, see me? You guys are good? Okay, beautiful. Let's go ahead and open up our space. Okay. Deep inhale, just breathe in love. Deep exhale, release. Breathing in, breathing out. Right now, we're aligning our energies together today for the highest of good. Whatever needs to be said, heard and cleared, let it be. Inviting love into our space. Take a deep inhale. Deep exhale. Beautiful. You can open your eyes. Yay! Welcome to Zoom. For those of you that are watching replay, we love you as well. Zoom I really love because when I'm talking, I kind of talk to the energy of the group, and I can see you, and I kind of scroll over, and so at any given point during class, I'm talking to one of you. And I do talk for the group, and it's general, but there's also moments where if you go, I think that one was for me, definitely take it, because I'm scrolling on top and reading energy the whole time that I do this class. I am so excited to be here. So I know there's a lot of manifesting out there. And what I want to encourage you is to kind of shelf everything that you kind of know about manifesting. Some of you have been taking courses with me already, and so don't shelf that. Like dust off like what we've learned together, okay? The reason why I say that is not because the other methods don't work. It's because if you've noticed, you have a sensitive soul. Anyone on here feel super sensitive or emotional, or maybe you've been told you're too much or you're too sensitive or you feel too much, right? So there's an extra added way for us to manifest. And here's the thing. Typically, we feel like we're doing it wrong. Or we try to manifest and something, it just doesn't feel right. Everyone else around us, it seems like it happens so easy for them. And we feel behind. Anyone else relate? Yes, okay, you're in the right place. I really love adding the component of energy. And you will hear me reference this a lot. And it is kind of similar to what's out there, right? Everything is energy. If you scroll on the top and you see Tracy, hi Tracy. So that is my mom, for those of you that are new, and she is my business partner, my better half, and the second co-founder here at Modern Soul Society. And she is all things energy. I am all things manifesting. And we've really blended each other to create Modern Soul Society. A little background to start. So I am working with some VIP clients this year. They signed up with me in January, and I'm taking them on a whole year experience. So we have been diving into manifesting, and it's been so much fun. Mom has been working with healers, so empaths, sensitives, people that are working on their clearing and healing gifts. Mom's been working with those, and it's interesting. This is so interesting that I found. So on Mom's path, they're getting a shit ton of healing. Okay, like so much healing, and they're diving into the energy. And what's happening is they're naturally manifesting like mofos. And it just really solidifies everything that we teach, because what I want you to embrace is this idea that you are already manifesting. You are manifesting right now. There's no magic. There's no button where we go, okay, I'm going to start manifesting now, and then I'm going to stop. We are always manifesting. Manifesting is a lifestyle. And it's interesting because as we get healing, what happens? Our vibration lifts, right? Our energy starts to rise up, and everything is energy. I love it. So typically when I work with clients, it is, what do you want to manifest? And we can pretty much sum it up in 2 words: it all. Like, I want everything. I want abundance. I want the new body makeover. I want a new life. I want a new house. I want a new lover. Like, I want like children. I want everything, right? It's like, okay. And you know what? Here, I absolutely love that ambition. That is so my type of, personality. Like, I just dive in and want, let's just do it all. Like Band-Aid, rip it off. But here's what happens. Okay. When you ask for something, you are also asking for healing. And you are also asking for up-leveling. And here's my take on manifesting. I think what kind of throws us off a little is manifesting is branded as magic, right? It's like this beautiful manifesting time. And, we see these beautiful pictures on Instagram with like, oh, this coffee I manifested. Somebody bought me this coffee. And oh my gosh, I just got this lease signed. It's like these big moments that are very, very exciting. But much like everything on social media, there's a story leading up to that picture, right? And that is actually the manifesting. My view on manifesting is that it's actually 80 to 90% effort and action, and growing and healing and being uncomfortable, and then it's 10% magic. So here I really, you guys, I'm blunt. For those of you that are new to me, welcome. I do have a kind, compassionate soul, okay? I do, and it's very, very loving. However, I will not sell you bullshit. I'm not going to sit here and tell you, you can, have 6 figures in 6 weeks and, yada, yada, and here you go. And here's all my list and everything I've manifested. And here's what all my clients manifested. And oh my gosh, it's bullshit. Now, the other piece is there is magic to manifesting. It is amazing. When I stepped out into this business, I've had a lot of careers. So I started in modeling, went to New York City, manifesting a modeling career, got as far as I could go, got a multi-million-dollar contract, hated it, went home. Super sad. Loved New York. This is like the fast track story, okay? Go back to New York City, land a gig on Wall Street because I'm all about extremes. And so if I hate modeling, let's do the opposite thing. Let's be super smart and savvy. So that's what I do. I went and nailed, the thing is I got very far and I worked with clients that were, the 1% of New York City, billion-dollar clients. But what you don't hear is that I actually took a year or two literally hibernating, taking some of the hardest tests in the country to get my Series 7, 63, 65, 64, like all these things. It basically got to the point where I could open up a bank. It could have been like Kayla America LLC, go ahead, bank with me, that's just, it didn't fill my soul. So what happened is I took a crystal healing course. Here I am in Wall Street. And at this time, I'm not woo-woo. Okay. Meditation's cool. That's really cool, but this crystal course, I don't know. I'm just going to take it. And what happened was I started to feel good. It was like this weird sensation. I was happy. I'm like, what the F? And I was printing out this stuff at work and I was trying to literally hide it. And there was these purple amethysts, PDFs and sparkles and crystal course, and I accidentally printed 2. And so there's this guy in a suit who's very, stoic, and he comes over and he's like, you forgot your stuff. I'm like, damn it. Yes, thank you. It's for my sister. Whatever he's saying. But the thing is, I found my passion. And here's the thing. The passion opened me up to the next step, to the next step, to the next step. It wasn't that I found my purpose instantly and then knew what I was going to do. When I started this business with Mom, the first year I made $1,000. It was so cool, all these people were online, saying how much money they made. And I'm like, oh, well, I've made 1,000. That's cool. Second year, it was a little bit more 50,000, which was cool. But, Mom and I were splitting an income. And so it's not that much, and then the next year, 100,000. And then this year, we're already at 300,000. And we still got 5 more months to go. And what I love so much is that what I want to help you with, sometimes we get stuck on the numbers. The numbers have not exponentially grown in the business. When you look online, who are you? It's okay, modern soul society, whatever, right? But the numbers are wow, who are you, right? What are you doing? Who are you? And so what I want you to kind of take in is that we are going to build the energy. And the way that I do this is building a solid foundation. Because here's what I don't want you to do. I don't want you to manifest 6 figures and then have it drop negative. And this is what happens when there isn't a foundation. I am so proud of my $1,000 year. I was stoked because for the first time, somebody was paying me for something that I didn't actually believe they should be paying me for. Because I was having fun. I couldn't believe I was making money doing this. I'm like, are you kidding me right now? And I mean, at the beginning, it was like self-love, you know, like you've seen us morph over the years. And now it's like, I'm so fucking happy. And here's the thing about manifesting this way. We're not going to manifest items because that's what's taught out there. Let's attach to a G-Wagon. Okay? Those cars are so cool, by the way. Like, how cool to be in a place to have a car like that. Like, sickest mom car ever. However, like, we're sensitive and we feel. And especially if we're driving our car that, you know, is our best friend and we can actually feel that car and we've named that car and it's like gone through us. Like, I mean, we've been through it together. Like, let's just say its name's Jerry. You know, we love Jerry. We don't connect to the other G-Wagon. We actually feel guilt. We feel like, oh, I shouldn't want a car like that, right? I shouldn't need that because I'm sensitive or I'm a healer or I'm an empath or whatever word you relate to. It doesn't matter if you're here, right? It doesn't matter what you are. How do you feel? And so the goal of how I teach manifesting is to get you into a place of alignment. Okay, alignment is a very important word. Now, alignment happens, and it's one of those things, like, I like to relate it to falling in love, but it actually feels way better than falling in love. I've fallen in and out of love a lot of times, okay? Getting into alignment feels so much better because there's a sense of accomplishment. There's a sense of like, I fucking did that. Like me, like that Legally Blonde moment where you get into Harvard and you're just like, me, right? It is all you did this. It's not dependent on how anyone else feels. So there's a little bit of control here. And as a control freak, I love this, right? Because I can't control people. I can't control things. I can't control life. But if I can control the energy, like, my soul is soothed just a little bit. Now, funny story, last fall was one of the biggest moments of alignment that I've ever felt before. And right before alignment, I actually felt like everything was crashing. I mean, I went into massive doubt, like, oh my gosh, am I going to lose my business? Like, do I need to try to get my licenses reinstated? Do I need to open up like a Kayla bank? Do I need to like figure some shit out? Like, what's happening? Like, I started to doubt love. I was doubting everything, right? And here's the part where I want you to hear this again. Manifesting is uncomfortable when you're doing it right. Okay, it can be very, very uncomfortable. Now, alignment feels amazing. Okay, alignment is like that's the magic you're looking for, but we need to build our energy up to get there. So it's actually a very good place to feel like your life is falling apart. Because just like that quote, right? It's always darkest before the dawn. Sometimes we do need to like shed ourselves. We need that undoing first in order to rebuild back up. I love manifesting with people that are like, oh my God, my life's over. And you wouldn't think that, but it's actually a really beautiful place because here's the thing, you have nothing to lose. Right? There's like that fear factor of, well, what about my house? What about my relationship? But it's like, I'm fucking losing everything. What do I do? It's like, you're going to get everything that you want. That's what's going to happen. Because it's easier for you to accept and reframe a few things in your mind. You don't feel like you're going to lose it all. So wherever you're at today, it's okay. But expect some undoing to happen. Because that's what happens when we up level. I like to think of this like yoga. Okay? I love Instagram. Like, seriously, people are amazing. They like put their leg over their head. They can like turn around a million places. I mean, like, do shapes with their body that I just can never even draw. Like, I'm just never going to be able to do that. But I'm so inspired by stuff like that. I'm like, damn, girl, like, yes, like, post that. Like, amazing. I go to do yoga and I like, follow all the Pinterest boards, and I'm like, I get my Lululemon outfit, because that's what makes you flexible. I get my little yoga mat and I'm so excited, and I get to yoga and they're like, okay, touch your toes. And I'm like, like, and they like look at everyone else and I'm like, wait, hold on. Let me just, yeah, no, what the F is wrong with my body? Right? Like, okay, this isn't looking or feeling how I thought yoga was going to be at all. Right? And then what happens? Self-judgment, blame, doubt, right? All those things. And typically what we do is we say, fuck it, and we give up. Now, those people on Instagram and Pinterest worked hard to get where they are. And that's what I'm saying. We don't see that 80%, right? We see that picture. And we take that picture and we expect that to be our experience, right? I just got to spend some money on my Lululemon outfit, and then I'm going to be able to bend my arm behind my leg or my head. Like, that's going to be so cool. Now, there was a time when I practiced yoga every day in New York City when I was living there, and I actually did become flexible for a little bit. It was the coolest thing. I felt so accomplished. Like, I could like go past my toes and I could do shoulder stands. I was doing all these like cool things. I'm like, oh my God, look at me. And then, I take like a year or two off and I go back to yoga class. And what happens? Right back where I started. Except this time, I have the confidence that I was once there before. I know I could get there, and it's just going to take some effort. The same thing happens in our energy. Okay, we don't see the arms not reaching the toes, but what will happen is you will feel a lot of doubt and resistance. That will show you how far you can really stretch and expand. So, for example, let's say I'm struggling paying rent. Okay, been there, by the way. All right, freaking scary as hell, and a lot of people experience this. Let's say I'm really, really just scared, afraid every month. How am I going to make this check? And I go to a vision board class, and I'm like, oh, I'm going to create the life that I want. Let's throw a yacht on there, because how cool. I want abundance. Like, I want so much abundance because I'm in so much lack that I need to make up for how much lack I am. And I'm going to create this board of my magic life that is just amazing because I believe I'm worth it. And now what you've created is a beautiful vision board to remind you how far you really are from your dreams. Because I don't know about you guys, I've never been on a yacht. Okay, I could imagine that I would really love a yacht life. I mean, who wouldn't? Like, sip a little margarita, maybe a little sangria, a little pink champagne, I don't know, have a big floppy hat, be on the water. Like, who wouldn't love that? However, I've never experienced that. The only experience I have with a yacht is watching The Real Housewives on Bravo. Kudos to them. It looks lots of, like, so much fun. But I'm not connecting to that. And if I'm afraid of money and paying my rent, guess what a yacht comes with? Like $40,000 tax payment to the government. Like hiring employees to help clean the damn thing, because you think cleaning your house is difficult. That is freaking difficult. Then, who's going to serve you the drinks? Like all this stuff, right? And this is the difference between sensitives and normal people, okay? Normal people can connect to that yacht life and go, so much fun. Yes, yes, hair flip. We feel things deeper without understanding, and we connect to all those payments, and we actually create more judgment. So here's where I want you to get very clear. We're going to call this stretching. Okay, so we want to see how far we're really stretching in what we're manifesting, because I don't want to set us up with our dreams. Now, I always say this, don't settle, right? Have big dreams, but we want to like grow and evolve with them, right? We don't want to start off by manifesting this yacht lifestyle. Let's attach to a feeling. So let's say I'm back. I'm so afraid to pay my bills. Now, here I am over here, afraid to pay my bills. The yacht is like over here, right? Like crazy, over here in the sky. Now, I'm going to be stretching. Okay, my energy is got to like stretch, right? And what happens when your muscles stretch like that? It fucking hurts. Okay? And when you let go, what happens? Smack, right? If you have a rubber band and you let it go, your thumb is going to hurt like hell, right? That's scary. That's painful. Even a tiny little rubber band. Imagine your energy, okay? Your aura, your chakras. I know I'm talking about energy a lot, so if you're new to this, it's okay. You don't have to understand how it works. You just have to trust me and that it hurts when it stretches, okay? It will hurt. So we want the yacht lifestyle and we don't want to give up on that. And I'm just using this as an example, right? So what is going to be less of a stretch, but on the path to the yacht? Let's go with, I don't want to stress about money every month. That's a little closer and still stretching, right? So now we're not going to be able to attach to that experience. So we need to attach to feelings. How do you want to feel? And here's where it gets tricky. And here's where I want you to open up your mind to the possibility that what you need is different than what you want. I see this happen a lot, right? I want to be famous, right? And maybe not saying that, but I want like hundreds of thousands of followers. I want to be the next big thing. Like I've got all these dreams and I've got this vision and all this stuff. And it's like, okay, why? And when you really break it down, is it that your voice just really is so magnetic and could heal the world? Or are you lonely? And here's the thing, if you are lonely, calling in fame and numbers, guess what happens when you get famous or more numbers? You feel more lonely. You do. It is not like 100,000 people that love you. It's 100,000 people judging you, right? That is what happens. And you will actually be manifesting the opposite of what you actually need. So figuring out what you are going to manifest, this is where we get stuck. Now, I don't want us to dive in and go, okay, I'm going to start manifesting all these things and all this stuff, because you might not even know what you want yet. And guess what? 100 out of 100 people that I work with have no idea what they want. So welcome to the club. Welcome. We have ideas and flavors of things that we can understand we want. But to truly, authentically know without a doubt exactly what we need, this is where I want us to do our work. Because the other thing that's really cool about being a sensitive is we have extra energy around us. And much like the healing path with mom, we can manifest amazing things. We have this ability inside of us naturally. So let me just say, the goal is alignment. Alignment, alignment, alignment. And what is in alignment for you will naturally manifest itself when you dwell there. You don't actually have to know exactly what's in alignment for you. But there's a trusting in that you created your own alignment. That's what happened. I mean, you didn't come to life and like however that happened and you say, oh, well, let's just wing it and do a 9 to 5 and, like try to get by every month and, like sign me up. Like, I can't imagine we'd be stoked about that, right? I can't imagine that would like light up our life really, really bright and we'd be like, yes, super excited, sign me up. Now, how do we get to alignment? That's what we're all thinking, okay? How do I get there? What is alignment? Let's do this. This is where I want you to become very clear in how you feel. Now, if we take a look at feelings without judgment, it kind of brings me back to grade school. Did anyone ever play that game, hot and cold? Like, warmer, oh, no, cold, right? Hot, yeah, hot, like you're right there, and it's like this game of warm and cold to try to find whatever it is you're looking for. And if you didn't play that game, you missed out because that shit was fun. Okay. Now, manifesting is the same way when we take out judgment on how we feel. And this is where knowing what works and what doesn't are both equally important. It's just as important to know when you're steering away from what you're looking for as it is when you're close, right? It's just as important. So we want to get in tune with our feelings. How does everything impact us? How do I feel? Because the way to alignment is feeling good. And let's just be real for a moment. Let's just be real. If we're going to take a look at just a normal day in the life, okay, and put a percentage on how good we feel versus how good we don't feel, things start to make a little sense. Like, okay, I have moments of feeling good, but I honestly feel not so good. So you are out of alignment. Now, the way to move through this energy is to start small. Really and truly. Start small. What isn't feeling good anymore? Perhaps your routine isn't feeling good, which I am going to talk about. Perhaps the way your day is set up. Perhaps your job. Like, there's things that we may not be able to fix, but we can start to feel really good. Back before I was really confident in my manifesting, I'd get psychic sessions, right? And so I had this psychic session one time and I'm like, when am I going to leave Wall Street, right? I was just like, tell me the day. I want to know when, which whenever we're asking timing, it's because we're like very unhappy, right? I just need to know what I can count on. And I was so excited. I had to wait months for this session with this person, and then I finally get there and I'm like, yes, tell me. And this is what she said. You will be ready to leave your job when you can authentically say you will miss it. And it's like one of those riddles you get and you're like, I paid you for that? Like, seriously? Like, this is what I get, right? Like, I'm sure everyone else got a date and then I get up here. And like, by the way, my other question was like, hey, do I have any spirit guides? And my answer was, oh yeah, your spirit guides want you to find them yourself. I was like, so you're basically telling me nothing. Thank you. And it's one of those things where that's what I get. But I love that it happened that way because I had to actually move the energy. And this is where I got a lot of my confidence in manifesting. So I went to work, crappy people, right? Not very good relationships, very toxic, right? That's a word we use a lot. I have a toxic environment at work, right? And I used to say things like, this just isn't serving me anymore, right? Like, I've just outgrown this. It's just like, I'm not here doing what I'm meant to do. Like, it's just, it's going to naturally resolve itself. Like, no. I had to actually get uncomfortable. I had to start being nice to people that were being really mean to me. I had to soften up my emails because I had become very direct and blunt. right? And I needed to be like, oh, hi, Susie. I love your sweater. Oh my God. Yay. Okay. Can you please place that order, right? I had to like shift some things that were very uncomfortable. I had to have a lot of meetings. And, the funny thing is, at first I was like, miss this place. Who the fuck would miss this place? And then one day, I looked out the window and I saw all the way up Manhattan, right? Because I was on like the 50th floor and it's all windows. And I'm like, beautiful view. And I remember I walked over to the window and I was looking out and I just stood there and people were like, Kayla, are you okay? You good? I know the market's down, but it's going to be okay. I'm like, no, I'm looking at the view. Like, what? Okay. Kayla's going crazy. Just her and her crystal quartz. But I remember looking up and going, I will miss this view. I really will. And I got hopeful because I'm like, starting to see some things that I'm going to miss. And then I looked at the people and I'm like, yeah, still don't miss you. Still got some work to do. Okay, got some work to do. But then I started to grow. I started to actually take my lunches. I started to actually walk around and see what was around. And I would actually like treat myself to a lunch. I'd go get coffee. I started to spend more time. I invited a random person out to coffee with me. And I'm like, wow, like this person has a family outside of work. Like they're not probably always an asshole, like all these things. I started to see people instead of everyone against me. And the funny thing is, something shifted. And all of a sudden, my toxic work environment became okay, became manageable. It was like, maybe it's not so bad. Maybe I've been complaining a lot about nothing. And I mean, granted, nothing else really changed, but people started to respond to me different. I didn't have that gut feeling in my stomach. And I'd actually wake up like an hour early and I used to spend a ton of time on Instagram. And then I would get up early and get off in Soho and I'd walk around Soho and get my little coffee and pretended I lived there. And I was like a fashion designer, like whatever. It was just like getting out of my head, And what happened was all of a sudden the money that I needed to have for my cushion to leave my job was just there in my bank account early. Like the number I said, when I have this amount in my bank account, I can leave. I'm like, how'd that get there? Interesting. I feel really good. And I got to leave early. But I left in strength. I wasn't running from something that felt bad. I left with confidence and my head held high, knowing, crap, I'm powerful. And I also said, this shit works. And it was one of those moments where I'm like, dang, this stuff really does work. That psychic wasn't so crazy. Okay, I actually did get the answer I needed. And this is where alignment happens, because you start to feel better. And you have to feel better first before things change. And I think sometimes we think, well, of course I'd feel better, so things will change and then I'll feel better. I'll tell you what, I dreamed about being an entrepreneur. I'm like, I could get up whenever I want. I could it's just like a dream world. And, people online post pictures that make it look so fabulous, right? You're like, oh my God, like I want that. And then you become an entrepreneur. And I did this video diary of myself and it was like I was on Survivor. And I rewatched this because it is so funny to see myself. I watched myself and you could see like the fear in my eyes, right? I'm like almost shaking. And I'm like, it's day 4 without a job. Clean the apartment, the kitchen's organized, meal prepped. Yep. Went to yoga, meditated. And then I said this, I don't actually know what I'm supposed to do. Interesting. And I feel really guilty waking up at 8 p.m. or 8 a.m., right? I feel guilty and oh my gosh. And it's just this moment where it's not quite what I had anticipated. All of a sudden I'm feeling panic, right? Because as much as we hate those people, they give us money every 2 weeks. It's like safety. That feels really good. And then when it's you, it's like, well, what do I do? There's no like handbook, I mean, there is if you invest in courses and things like that, but then still, like, you got to figure out your own thing. And one day I get this PayPal notification, bloop, bloop, on the screen, right? It comes in and then it leaves. And I saw it was a payment. Somebody had just paid me to coach them for an hour. And I immediately went into the bathroom and was like, I'm gonna be sick. Because it was like, why are they paying me, right? Like here I am complaining about how am I gonna do this, and I get movement. I'm like, ooh, right? Like, oh my God, am I gonna mess this up? Like, what's gonna happen? This is what I'm talking about, the up leveling, right? When we start as an entrepreneur, we're like, I want a booked calendar, 100 clients today, right? Well, then that one comes in, it's like, oh, do I know how to do this? Oh my God, right? The funny thing was, I remember going to that session and I left it going, oh my God, like I bombed it. And then she bought 2 more. And I'm like, oh, that's what it's like being an entrepreneur, by the way. Oh, I know what I'm doing. No, I don't. Yes, I do. No, I don't. Up and down, right? Up and down. This brings me to the next idea that I want to bring up: creating safety. Safety. Now, work is really great for this reason, because it naturally, like, you got to be there at 9, right? Or 8, or whatever time you get there. It's not like just come in whenever you want and just make sure you get your work done. Like, there's rules, you're expected certain things. Maybe it's not work. Maybe you have kids, right? There's like a lot of responsibility. Like, you can't just be like, oh, you want breakfast? I don't really feel like that right now, but like, maybe like ask me around lunchtime. You can't do that. You have obligation, which also creates some safety, because, expectation doesn't always feel good, but when we have expectations on us, it pushes us a little bit. Let's be real. Helps us. We get out of bed at a certain time. There's certain things that fill our calendar. There's certain things and while it may feel mundane, we can count on those things. And this is where sometimes even counting on negative people creating chaos in your life can actually become routine. It may not feel safe, but you're counting on something and there is trust there, right? When I was in corporate, I could trust that people were shitty. I could trust that. And as funny as that is, like, we need trust in order to manifest, right? You gotta take trust whenever it comes, So how do we start to build trust that feels good? Because, it's kind of a little bit cynical to trust that people are going to let you down, Like, we got to shift that a little bit. And if we're real with ourselves, that actually is kind of how we feel. So the easiest way to create safety for yourself is routine. This is the quickest and easiest way. Now, let's be real. My routine back in Wall Street, let's go back a little earlier when I was like going out to happy hours to numb the pain of my existent life at corporate. So it was like stress, right? I wake up and I'm like waiting for the last minute, like roll out of bed, kick my toe, like, damn it. Like, it's just like a snowball effect of the day, right? There wasn't really routine other than I got to work on time. That was the routine. You get there at your chair on time. Anything prior to that was just kind of like chaos. Same thing at night. I don't know where I'm going to be. Maybe I'm going to be out. Maybe I'm going to be at home. And it just felt chaotic. So creating routine can be easy. Now, I love lemon water and cayenne pepper. And you know what? That's simple. And it may not seem like a routine to other people, but what naturally happens is you start to trust yourself that no matter what, you will have that beverage. And there is a trust that builds. And you may not feel it, but it is in your energy. This is also really important for those of us that have children or that have other people we're responsible for, because guess what? We're very good at taking care of everyone else. Very good at it. They will have lunches that are so organized and like freeze dried, organic, like, oh my gosh, here's your love note, like totally together. And then your lunch is like, let me just eat a scoop of peanut butter out of the can because that's protein, right? Like, let's be real. Like, that's what happens. And our energy doesn't trust us that we're actually going to be priority. And this is the energy that we need in order to manifest. So starting small can be, you know what? I'm going to get up and eat breakfast before everyone. I am going to have my cup of coffee. And if you're at my house, that's my role. Don't talk to me before coffee. I am sweet after coffee. Before coffee, I like bang cupboards and I don't realize I'm doing it, but I've been told I do this, you know, that I'm just very loud. And then I have coffee and then I like calm down a little bit. Mom will nod her head on this. Yes, I agree with the confession. Yeah, but once I have my coffee, I'm good. So it can be small. Maybe it's a workout routine. Maybe you're going to go stretch yourself at yoga. I don't know, but it's important during the next 6 weeks that you start to think about what can I do in the morning and what can I do in the evening that's just for me, where our energy can actually trust us. And I know it sounds like, you know, oh, your guides want you to find them. Or when you join a workout program, they're like, drink more water. And you're like, thank you. I didn't know that. But guess what? We don't drink the water or we wouldn't need the workout program, right? Like, so this is where I tell you, drink water. And I want you to actually drink it. Okay? This is morning and evening routine. Look, we got water on here. Yes, water is important. We want to actually create routine. Here's the thing that happens. Let's go back to the stretch. Okay? I am scared to pay rent, but I want to not worry about money every month. There's a stretch there. So you're going to have to make a jump, right? There's a jump that happens. And I like to picture the Grand Canyon when I do this. I've never been there, but I'm sure it's beautiful. But it's like where you are in a huge, scary gap, and then the other side. And, you know, safety is going to be a rope. If we have more safety, it's going to be a path or maybe a net underneath. So if you fall, you're good or you're okay. I never, ever, ever want us to manifest from a place of striving, of a place of needing a quick fix solution or anything like that, because there's no safety there. And what happens is you will crash and burn, or you will fall and it will hurt. And it will be so much harder to get back up again after you fall. So I want us to have dreams, kind of see, okay, how far are we stretching? And then what is going to be some safety for us? For me, I wanted to just walk into my office at Wall Street and be like, fuck you, I'm out, right? When it didn't feel good. But if I had done that, it would have, like, day 4 of my like video diary would have been way worse. Like I'm like blinking and twitching and like, oh my God, what's going to happen, right? The safety I had was I'm going to have enough money saved up that I don't have to make money in my business for a chunk of time. And I'm good. And for me, that was my safety. That's what I needed. It helped me not stress when the first year I made $1,000, you know, because it's just not enough to cover bills. It's just not. For some of us, it means, all right, I'm going to incorporate a bridge job or something that's going to help me on the way to where I am now to like superfly entrepreneur or like whatever it is that you're manifesting, right? We need to embrace the phases. Embrace the phases. What do you need in order to feel good? This is going to be the question I ask you a lot over the next 6 weeks because this is how we get to alignment, okay? What do you need to feel good? What makes you feel good? Does it feel good? Does that feel better? Does it feel bad? So get used to these questions. Now, does it feel good to leave without a safety cushion? No. But does it feel good to leave right now? Yes. So this is where it can get tricky. We want to actually feel into down the road, how does this choice impact me and how does this choice feel? That is going to be your guide. And that's where you're always going to know what's best for you. And you don't have to worry about the perfect timing for something or anything like that. Your feelings are going to be your compass. So there's, like that's kind of good news because you're in control of the energy. That's our hope piece. Now, what I want you to do when you're creating your routines, like always ask, how is this going to feel? And guess what? Grace. Because when you wake up in the morning, you're like, yeah, I want to wake up at 5. Like that feels so good. And you wake up at 5 and you're a zombie. It's okay to change it. Okay. Like tweak it. Let's not be crazy because you don't actually manifest more the earlier you wake up. It's like this weird thing. I don't know. Like we had this belief that it happens that way, but it doesn't. It really doesn't. So you want to manifest when you feel good. And so be honest with yourself, right? Start small. Like who cares? Like my nighttime routine is literally like I do a closing down meditation and a cup of tea. I do maybe taking off my makeup. That doesn't even happen all the time. It's like sometimes I just shower and like rinse it off. It's just do what feels good. But you want to have something that does feel good that you can count on. You can count on it. We want to create trust here. The other thing that's really cool, which I encourage you, is to start connecting. This is one of the things that I think is missing from everything out there that's taught. Connection. As a sensitive, if you feel disconnected, you will not manifest in the direction that you want because you don't feel good. So how can we build connection? That's what I'm really excited about for this group. We're going to have a connecting call, right, this Sunday. And you guys are going to have to be brave and, talk in front of people, but it's going to be good. And everyone's always nervous the first week, even in the paid courses, right? Everyone's nervous, even though most of the time people recognize people that they've been in courses with from a different time. It's still nerve-wracking. So just calm. It's going to be good, but we're going to connect with each other. I encourage you to connect with your intuition, whatever that means for you. There is no perfect path to connect to your intuition. There's meditation, there's essential oils, there's taking a walk, nature, like whatever it is for you. Sometimes cooking, that can be very, very grounding and that can feel really good. Maybe you're going to start cooking once a week. You're going to have your prep day. Get creative. But I want you, gardening, that's a great one, right? And that's also very grounding, literally grounding, very good for your energy. I want you to start to notice that. How can you feel more connected? And don't judge how it happens, okay? I tend to be one of those people where, it's so funny, where I feel most connected. I sometimes in the car when the music's blaring so loud and I'm like Beyonce, like I'm singing and I'm just like in my element, in my like just own world, here I am, and I feel connected. Whatever it is for you, I want you to start incorporating more of that because it kind of works like this. Energy points. This is what mom teaches. We collect energy points, okay? The more connected you feel, the more points you get. And the more points you get, the quicker you get to alignment. Okay, it's kind of like Chuck E. Cheese. You get your tickets and you cash in and you get your prize. Okay, so you gotta like win more tickets. Okay, so you can get the big bear that you want and not the little stick toy. Okay, we want the big bear on the wall. That is alignment. Now I want to just give you a little glimpse into what alignment can feel like. Back last fall, going back to the moment when I thought I was going to lose everything, right? This really cool thing happened where I started to connect to my clients in a deeper way. All I did was I started to like send personal emails, and I sent them out of the blue, and it was just like, how are you? And I just started to like have conversations and started talking more and getting to know these people more. And I started to feel a lot of confidence, and I felt really good because I love that. I love connecting. That's like one of my favorite things. And I love hearing stories about your life because typically you're just hearing about mine, you know? And I love hearing about yours and your story. And I just love that. What happened is in 3 days, all of a sudden, so much money came in. It was like breaking through that stuck energy, like sessions, courses, albums, like all this stuff just started. I'm like, what is happening? Connection. The connection in your life is how you will reach alignment. I had this weird random moment. I was in the car with mom and I was like, what is this feeling? Right? Like I was like literally glowing and I was happy, and I didn't understand why I could feel happy like that without there being something that just happened to make sense. Like, believe me, I'm a happy person, right? Like when I see my friend, I'm like, oh my gosh, like there's a happiness, but it felt like all of a sudden out of nowhere, like my best friend across the states just surprised me right in front of me. And it was like that happiness. And I couldn't explain why. I just started laughing to myself like a lunatic. I was just like cracking up. I'm like, what is this? I don't know what's happening. And then it was like joy. Just feeling joy, waking up out of bed excited, like going to coffee and just engaging with people, like cracking up, like laughing, like, oh my gosh, yeah, have a good day. Like the whole day was just amazing. And yet nothing had changed. Alignment feels like you've taken something, okay? Except it's like you don't have the come down, okay? It's like so good, okay? Like I've taken a lot of drugs in my life and you know, this is way better. Just way better than falling in love, way better than drugs, like alignment, okay? If you want to feel good, alignment, all right? It feels way better. It's one of those things where you can't really explain when it happens, but all of a sudden, everything makes sense. You know those quotes that are out there, like, you're exactly where you need to be, like, relax, like, breathe. Like, you know, we all post those things, you know, because we all want to feel that way. We want to believe it. But like this weird thing happened when I was in that moment. I said out loud, I'm exactly where I need to be. Like, holy shit, I really am. Like, this feels so good. And there's an excitement. When you guys are here, can you feel my excitement? Can you feel the energy? Bye, Mom. She's got to go to clearing call. Thanks for being on. Now, alignment can be empath. Okay? You may not be able to reach alignment, but you can sure as shit get a taste for what it could be like. Okay? Like, can I just try it? It's like ice cream. Can I just have a taste of pistachio? Because I don't know if I want the whole scoop, but if I can just try that, it's one of those flavors where you don't really taste that often. Alignment's kind of like pistachio. Do I really want that? That's kind of like a weird thing. It's a weird concept. I don't know. You want pistachio, okay? You do. So when you are on here, we pick up on energy all the time. And typically it's in the wrong direction, right? We get tired all the time for no reason. We're overstressed for no reason. Like, it's just overwhelming. Like, going to the mall is like, shoot me, right? Like, like I just like buy everything online. Like, I don't like crowds or lots of people. I just, and yet we love people. We connect, we overgive to people. Like, people are our passion, right? So when you are here and you're working with me, I want you to leverage what you naturally do in a different direction. I want you to start to feel inspired. I want you to start to feel hopeful. Maybe even excited. I don't know. That might be too much, but maybe even get some excitement, okay? I invite you to absorb some positive shit, okay? It's good. Yes, it's okay. You're not going to take it from me, just like we don't take other people's stress away from them, right? They're still just as stressed and we feel it too, right? You're not going to take it from me, but I want you to get a taste. Because here's what's happening in my life currently. August is what I'm referring to as boring shit month. Okay? It's kind of like, we want the career, but like we have to do the resume. It's like all the stuff that like, stops us in our tracks, right? It's kind of just like boring, snoozeville. Like, we're excited to go on the road trip, but the road trip is in September. Okay, like we have to figure out what snacks we need. We have to figure out where we're gonna stop along the way. Like, we have to make all those coordinations that like it's not really our thing, like the playlist might be fun, but even that is like, gotta create the perfect playlist, This is August, okay? Here's my goal for us this 6 weeks. I actually believe this because I will not lie to you. I believe that we can raise the vibration higher than you felt this 6 weeks. And for some of you, that might mean alignment. And for some of you, that might mean hope. But for all of you, that means feeling better than you do today. And how cool is that? Like, come on. Like, let's do this. But bye, Brenda. But here's what is required of you. Okay? Be authentic. I will not sell you any lies. I will always be honest with you. I will always be authentic with you. But you must be authentic with yourself. Because getting honest with yourself sucks. Okay? Sometimes it's not so fun. But this is how we get a clear picture on where we are at and where we need to go. Now, it is not always so fun, but guess what? I will make it fun. I will make it as fun as I can, okay? I will make you laugh. I will make fun of myself. I'll throw in some jokes. You won't even know what's happening, okay? But you gotta be honest with yourself. The other thing is effort. I don't even care how much effort. And this isn't even effort to me. This is effort for you. Because manifesting is not something that falls out of the sky and falls into your lap and all of your problems are answered. And I will never be a teacher that promotes that. So my ads may not be the fun ones, right? We all want the ones like, yeah, you can win $1,000 in a day, like click here, right? But I guarantee you, I've seen some massive, amazing miracles happen in my own life and in others, and this shit works. It does require action, which is also why I don't believe in ask, believe, receive. Right? That's what's out there. We ask for it, we believe it's going to happen, and we receive it. Nowhere in that equation is there the effort piece or action steps. And that is actually part of manifesting. It is one of the biggest pieces of manifesting. And so here, action is required. And that is why you will never see me post ask, believe, receive. So now we got all that stuff out of the way. You know a little bit more about my background and who I am. I'm so excited for you. What's kind of happening in my life is I'm getting all that shit done this month, but there's something really cool that happens to me. And every year around September, this is before I even knew what manifesting was, by the way. September is when all of my big changes happened. I moved to New York City twice, both in September. Like all my big career changes, September. Becoming an entrepreneur, September. Like literally, like September, I'm always like, oh, what's gonna happen? You know, like every year. And then it's always better than the last. Last September, I reached alignment in like the biggest way I've ever felt. And it seriously is, we will always kind of go in and out of alignment. It's not somewhere where we stay. So don't expect to reach alignment and then you're good for the rest of your life. You know, it's action. We got to actually, you know, keep feeling good and heal and evolve and grow and stretch and up level and do those things, because guess what? That, like, you know, oh, I don't have to worry about money every month feels good. And then guess what? Now you're ready for a new dream. You're ready for a new stretch. You're ready for something more. And that's part of how I manifest, chunking things out. Has anyone seen What About Bob? Anybody? Okay, some of us. If you haven't, shit, it's such a funny movie. It's with Bill Murray, so I mean, come on. But it's from the 80s. And I like this movie because I think he's actually a sensitive. I think he's actually like an empath, and he's kind of crazy. He has this weird, funny relationship with his psychiatrist. But there's this funny part of the movie where the psychiatrist has this brand spanking new book out, and it's called Baby Steps. And it's talking about like baby step, like get through life, baby step, walk out of the office. And it's so funny, but that is kind of what I want us to do. We take it one step at a time, one action step at a time. And that's how you get movement, because otherwise we get very overwhelmed. Because guess what? Just like me, my dreams are overwhelming. I'm like, holy shit, that's a lot, you know? And, you know, if I sat down in the morning to meditate on everything I'm manifesting, like, you know, it's just going to become too much. So I take one thing at a time. Now I'm doing this. Now I'm doing this. And I focus on what feels good. And some of those things naturally happen. I don't even have to put effort towards a lot of those things. And I think that's the magic to the manifesting that we do want to see, because some of the things will just naturally align for you and you won't have to ask for it. And, you know, that's why I love manifesting, because there is some magic to it when you have effort, right? So this year I have this, like, I know it's because every year something cool happens, but I have this feeling, and I don't know where it is in my body. Sometimes it feels like it's in my chest. Sometimes it feels like it's in my belly. Sometimes it feels like it's like my entire being. But there's something massive happening this year, and I have no clue what it is. But I'm like preparing for it because I'm excited, even if it means reaching alignment in a bigger way than last year, because I always challenge myself and I always want to grow and evolve and, you know, all that. So even if that's what it is, holy shit, empath me. Okay. Like, just sit here and empath me, like, on the way. And I will be sharing with you over the next 6 weeks kind of what I'm doing. And I want to be very transparent with you guys. I don't like, you know, when it feels like there's secrets, or like, oh, I'm doing something that like you don't get to know about, you know, like, so I can be better than you. Like, that's not how it works. Like, I'm doing the same thing I'm telling you to do. Okay. And I will share with you that. But I also think how cool that the 6 weeks ends on like the third or fourth week in September. That's cool. That means that like August, you've got some inspiration to get you through some get shit done month. And then how cool that there really is a magical moment in September coming. And I want you to kind of take that in. And I know this year has been a doozy. Okay, this has been a doozy for me. Every year I'm like, oh, this is my year. Like, this is my year. I really went into this year thinking it was going to be the best year of my life. And there's been some highs and then some lows, right? So the lows are like kind of knocking me around a little bit. And I'm like, okay, but guess what? There's still 5 months left of the year. And kind of what sparked this whole course or series is eclipse season, right? And like, I'm seeing all these posts and like, wah, wah, right? Like, I do believe in astrology and things impacting us, but I also believe that as sensitives, or as like people that feel a lot, we manifest like crazy. And if we start trusting that there's something out there in the sky that's going to fuck up our lives, guess what? Our lives are going to be the ones that get fucked up the most because we're like really good at that. Okay. So I want us to kind of, I know I'm swearing a lot on this, but that's just because I'm so excited. But I want us to kind of get the attitude of fuck eclipse season. What if it was different for you? And the thing is, you don't really have anything to lose, because the only other option is to believe that life's going to be crappy. So if, you know, that feels better to you, by all means, you will not hurt my feelings. I will like still love you, and I'll see you the next time I do this, you know, all that stuff. It's fine. But the other piece is, what if something amazing happened? What if you could actually get a head start on the next year? And I don't really want you to set goals that are like, I'm going to manifest a car, or like, I'm going to manifest like, you know, a new job, all this stuff. Those things might happen. And I will like, yes. And I will not make you sign a testimonial so I can promote the shit out of you so people sign up for my stuff. Okay. I will just be actually authentically happy for you. Okay. That being said, I want you to really feel good. I was talking about this last night with my VIP group, and I was just saying, you know, if I had the choice of getting $1 million or knowing that you could reach alignment, I would absolutely say, I want her to experience alignment. Because there's no price tag. And your life will, like, I'm tearing up, your life will change. It will shift in ways that are totally unexplainable. And it will shift in ways where you actually experience everything you thought was possible for you, but like you didn't actually believe it could be for you. And that's what I want for you. So I'm going to be pouring my heart and soul into this. And I am so excited. This is like, by the way, like the most free shit I've ever done. Like, it's so funny. Like, I didn't even do this when I like first started, you know? But I'm also like, I can feel the group energy. And I'm like so pleasantly surprised. I'm like so excited. I'm like, why didn't I think about this sooner? Like, this is amazing. I'm stoked. I'm so stoked. And some of you have been sending me emails introducing yourself to me. And I am just like, that means the world to me, because I love connecting with you. And here's the thing, connection, right? Connection is important. So I encourage you to connect with people here. And I encourage you to connect with me, right? I'm just a girl. I'm just a girl. Okay. Just like reach out. Challenge yourself, because I know when we feel a lot, we don't like to be vulnerable. Am I right? You know, like, I don't want to impose. You're probably really busy. Like, I don't want to, like, you know, I'll just sit here and be quiet and be grateful. And, you know, I might buy you a coffee. Like, I want you to engage. I want you to connect. And I want you to actually maybe possibly believe that alignment is possible for you. I want you to have a moment where you laugh for no reason. And you're like, what the hell is this? Did she drug me? Surprise, wouldn't that be funny? Everybody feels good. If only it were that easy. I'm doing that right now, right? I love it. I love it. The other thing is, there is power in manifesting as a group. Okay, so I encourage you to really hop on the connecting calls or things like that live, because the energy manifesting in numbers is so much more powerful than when you're alone. For example, let's say I'm gonna manifest a new puppy. Like, I mean, I can go buy one, but whatever, like a new puppy, okay? And now everyone here is like, oh, she's gonna get a puppy. Other thoughts. And I am going to explain the energy and how manifesting really works over the next 6 weeks. I just want you to kind of let this stuff sink in and marinate. Okay. But now you guys are all thinking about me getting a puppy. And guess what? Now I might get a puppy. I should probably be careful what I say on here. I don't want a puppy right now, but like that's how energy works. So when we're on the connecting calls, I want you to get vulnerable, and I want you to kind of get used to sharing your intentions with the group. And everyone's going to see it. And that can be vulnerable, but could also mean that now there's a really big chance you're going to get that puppy. So I have some really cool things up my sleeve for this group. And if there's anyone that you know that you think would benefit from this and you want to bring them on, I'm totally open to people joining week 2, week 4, week 6. Like, I don't care, but I do want people to start in where we are, because the group energy, right? There is a sense of magic with that. So how are we all feeling? 2 thumbs up? We feeling, yeah, Rachel's got 2 thumbs up. Feeling some excitement, got some hearts. Yes. Oh my gosh, Jessica's on here. Hi. Great. Beautiful. Okay. Got some hope. So I have like an online school where I have a login and we kind of keep our programs there, but I'm keeping this one open on the website. And so I'll be putting our replays there. So you'll go back. It's kind of like a blog post on the website, right? Like where I have like the intro video now. I'm just going to keep putting those videos, make it very, very simple. And then week 2, I'll make a new blog post, right? And then we'll just kind of put everything there. So that's how I'm going to map it out right now. That way it's not confusing for, new people. Like, oh, there's a website here and a login over here. Like, I just want it to be very simple and very easy. Those of you that are on my mailing list, when you signed up, I will be emailing links, right, for the private classes and connecting calls. So you're probably going to be getting, a couple emails from me a week, but that's to kind of keep you in the loop on things. So if at any point, it's too much, just delete it. It's okay. Whatever. We all get a lot of emails, but I just want to keep you in the loop, and I want you to kind of know where we're at and everything. And I will post the next week's schedule and things like that. I'm playing around with some times because I know we're all over, all over the world. And so if there's certain times that work for the group better, I'm open to changing them up, and, we'll just go with the flow, right? We'll just see how this goes. I've never done this before. So, Sally, we'll just take it as we go. All right, you guys, I'm excited. So get your journals out, right? Start really focusing on, all right, what makes me feel good? Start asking yourself, become the detective of your life. Like, does it feel good to even eat the shit I'm eating? Like, do I feel good in this routine? Do I feel good over here? Like, what is making me not feel so good? Like, what can I tweak? Take it like when I was in corporate, right? Like, all of a sudden I see the view. Like, okay, there's hope. It doesn't have to feel amazing all of a sudden everywhere. Just make small shifts. And then start to really think about, the question you should be asking yourself a lot, right next to like what makes me feel good, is, if I were in alignment, what would that even look like? Like, that's where I would explore, versus like, what car do I want? What house do I want? Like, what are these things? Like, if you were to actually step in a world where everything you asked for came true, like, what would that feel like? What feelings would that be? For some of us, it would be passion. Like, I'd walk into a room and I'd be like, oh, I'm so passionate about everything. But for like someone else, they probably want to like walk in and just feel safety. Like, I feel so safe. I feel so calm. I feel so good, right? Maybe someone wants happiness, bliss. Maybe someone wants fulfillment. Like, words mean different things, and they're going to be different for each of us. So start to play around, right? Play around with yourself. That sounded bad. You can do that too. If it feels good, do it. You know, like whatever. But, you know, get to a point where you start to get very clear on what feels good in your life and what doesn't. And guess what? You might have to start saying no to some people. And that's okay, because you can just blame me. You're like, she told me to say no. I'm in the 6-week thing and it's her fault. Beautiful. Connection. Connection feels really good, by the way, because you guys may not know it yet. Anyone that's been in our courses, right? You can just like nod your head. It's always scary at first. And then at the end of the course, it's like, oh my God, I don't want to leave because you guys are my family and like people. Like it's always like so sad. And then there's another course, and what happens? We're nervous the first week again. Like, oh my God. And then we're family, and then we leave. You know, so this is a cycle that we go through. So we're all family here. We're all excited here. It's all gonna be good. I'll post this replay up on the website, and you know where to find me. Best Kayla is whatever. I know. Put that on a t-shirt or mug, you know? Just play around with yourself. It feels good, do it. So funny. Oh well, see? You'll laugh, right? Laughter is good. Even if you're laughing at me, it's okay. As long as you're laughing, it's all good. All right, let's go ahead and close down our space. Closing our eyes, deep inhale, breathing in love. Deep exhale, breathing in, breathing out. Calling in clarity on what makes us feel good. Calling in bravery for connection. Calling in authenticity. And calling in feeling good. Breathing in, breathing out. You can open your eyes. Yes. Not bad, right? Pleasantly surprised? Huh. So glad I signed up for this link. Yes, it's gonna be good. All right, you guys, I am going to go over to Mom's house. We're gonna go to dinner because my sister and her fiance are in town. So we're gonna go have a family dinner, and I'm gonna post a picture because there's a table with a fireplace in the middle of the table. And then you have like a view, and it's to die for. And so I'll post a picture so you guys can see it. But I wish you were all coming with me, because how cool would that be? Maybe one day, something I might be manifesting, so you never know. Careful. Careful when you're in my group, careful. Might be manifesting to meet you. All right, you guys, you know where to find me. I'll see you later.